So here we are in Budenheim again, the second part of the Loksim playthrough. I decided to do the whole run that I recorded because I discovered I really liked this simulator. It was sort of meant to be a substitute or replacement for the original Loksim because I didn't have it, or I couldn't get it to work, rather. But now I'm really happy I did this, because this is a very, very nice simulator. It's surprising that it was just built by a group of hobbyists. It looks really, really professional. In any case, I'm waiting for my departure here. The highball will be in a few seconds, if I'm on time. There, the computer has authorized me to release the brakes and apply the throttle. Now, if you notice, the two flashing lights there on the annunciator are telling me that my indice isn't properly set up yet. So until I pass a signal, I'm going to have to hold the speed down at 40 kilometers per hour. And that means fully passing it. So I'm going to acknowledge here with the I key when I pass this signal. But that's not going to change until I'm clear of that signal. So the rear end of the train has to pass it. Actually, the funny thing is, I don't know anything about how they simulate the consists in this, because I wasn't given the choice of consist. I was only given a choice of locomotive. So I don't know how realistically that's simulated. So I'm still waiting for my... There it is. So the cab signal is giving me a steady 85 light, which, because it's not flashing, means I don't have to go 85 kilometers per hour. I can go the full line speed, which in this case is back up to 100k again. A 100 kilometers per hour is the fastest speed limit on this route. And there's a train sitting up there on the bridge, which is kind of cool. The random weather I was given here was fog, although you can actually get a thicker fog than this in Loksim. There's another crossing. It's again a pretty reliable one. With all the curves and the grades, it makes 100 kilometers per hour feel a lot faster than it really is. Notice I'm actually hitting the indice when I go past signals that are facing away from me, because I don't know exactly how they've implemented that. Now there's a advanced speed sign, so I have to acknowledge that as if it's a signal. And pull my speed down to 60k, because that's my next speed restriction. And I'm presuming they have the same safety regulations in most places in Germany, so I toot the horn going into the tunnel. I don't have a rule book to prove that, I just am assuming that. So I have a yellow light and a flashing 85 light on my panel there, telling me that I'm under a somewhat more restrictive signal than clear, and that I must not under any circumstances drive faster than 85k, but the speed restriction makes that more or less irrelevant anyway, because I can't go faster than 60k. There's the 60k speed sign, and because this is a passenger train, if I actually encountered a red signal, I could stop. Maybe not with a freight train. And in fact, they make you run at a lower maximum speed if you have a freight train. 55k, I think. So there's another transponder that I have to acknowledge. There's the CIFA again. And I'm actually going slower here than I have to go. So I'm gonna ease the speed up a little bit. Now that steady yellow is warning me that my crossing is out. Remember how I said earlier, this crossing here at Lichtenfeld is not always reliable. So as you'll see as I pull in, there'll be a flagman guarding the crossing for me. One deceptive thing about this station is that the platform is double. So the first length of platform you pass is not actually used. You have to stop at the second length of platform on the other side of the crossing. So I'm going to toot my horn. You can see my flagman there stopping the cars. And I'm going to use my blended braking to try and do an on-time stop here. I'm almost late, actually, which I'm not so happy about. That's because I went a little bit too slow approaching the station. Notice the H sign over there on the right. That's been at all the other stations too. That tells me to stop. You know, it means halt. In RailSim, they have a lot of mainline stations with H1, H2, H3, H4. But these are all little local stations, so they only have one H sign. So there I got a really fast stop. They've already given me the highball. So the brakes are off. I'm pulling out. My indice is telling me 40k, so I'm going to go 40k. My final stop is the next stop, Altenstein. There's the CIFA again. So my cab signal has cleared, and I can go 90 kilometers per hour, or about 55 miles an hour. Which is kind of slow, but I don't have too much further to go. Only 4 kilometers, about. And as I said earlier, I will be late, and the reason is that I'm going to end up braking a little bit too hard for the 30 kilometer per hour speed restriction going into Altenstein. So I pretty much got the train at 90k now. Regrettably, my frame rate is not very good. Again, it's because I'm doing the video. Frame rate in Loksim are not particularly great. I mean, I think that could be one criticism of it, that in today's market you should have better frame rates than this. Because there are some games out there which have even better graphics than this and have better frame rates. So that's it. I'm out of time. So see you in the next part.